Alright, we're back in it to win it. Let's see where we left off. Animation effects, I'm going to bump that down a bit because I'm not going to work on that right now. Put it around there. This stuff as well, I don't really want to work on animations, so... Excuse me. I do want to take a look at, after I get my watch off, I just hate that feeling of it like rubbing on my desk. Okay. What I was thinking of was for the status effects that we're working on in the last part, was that I'd implement sleep and other stats. And it also got me thinking that the battle actor needs a different check to see if they can act. And so like if we do actor.hp, we're doing these checks. We actually need to check if they're, we need to call like actor.canact. And we're going to check multiple things in addition to an HP check. And let's see. I'll probably put it up by heal hurt. Maybe like right above it. Can act. It's going to return a bool. For now, we're just going to return false. So we'll return HP greater than 0. That's a start. And status effects. So I need to check for different status effects. Alright, so we'll do that first. Let's say if HP greater than 0, or less than or equal to 0. Right, we'll return false. Then we'll do status effect checks here. So for effect in status effects, pass. I'm just doing this so it doesn't error out. So we want to check the effect type. All right, so if we go down to status effect, and if we have sleep or let's say paralysis, I think that's how we spell it, paralysis, yeah. And so we do if effect that type equals status effect, or let's do this, in status effect types. Let's get types here. SC types. That's going to be a what do we want? I guess we just want the values, so it'd be like status effect, status effect dot types dot values. Then we can do SC types. No, do that. It's going to be a dictionary. SC types dot poison, or no, sleep. SC types dot paralysis. Save it so we get all it. If we have in that, we return false. If we make it all the way down here, we return true. So HP check. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I'm going to comment all of this. Status effect checks and clear can act. All clear can act. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go to battle. And and update that. So anywhere we're calling that, valid actor is going to be if actor dot can act. We're going to do if not. All right. If we made it this far, we're going to check again. I could probably just check it, do an HP check, but we might as well do the whole thing. See, we haven't any other calls for that. And then down here, we're still in run event. Now this is for battle actor and targets. This we do want to do an HP check because we're trying to find a new target. That's fine. Right, up here it's the actor. We need to make sure that they're valid. So we have that, and then down here for battle actor and target, what are we checking here? Still in run event. Okay, so if not target, oh, here we go. Yeah, if their HP is greater than 0, then we didn't win yet. Okay, so I think that's fine. We need to do like, I need to look for this kind of stuff. And then I might have done it as this as well. So it's just, so I think we're in the clear. There are probably other HP checks that I have going on, but I think this is the main, right? In the battle, we need to make sure they can act. Now, additionally, when we do go to next player, and hopefully you're picking up on like the importance of having these split up like this, these functions, because it's so much easier to go in and modify your mechanics a little bit, right? Just tweak the settings or add new features when everything is organized in a sensical way. So when we do this, see, that's, yeah. Let's see, I'm going to make sure I don't have any other. Yeah, see, we have other. So target checks are fine. That's fine. Target checks fine. That's fine. That's fine. So we're just back to the original one, right? Okay. In the go to next player. This is now going to be if player HP. Oh, this is going to be if player.can act. And so what will happen is if we have a party member that's asleep or paralyzed, we're not even going to be able to select them in terms of choosing options, right? Choosing an action. And I can test that by going to data. And what we're going to do is make the first let's see. So we don't need to poison them anymore. I'm going to comment that out after I copy it because I'm going to use that in a modified format. And then down here I want to do, we're going to do data party 0, add status effect, and we're going to try out sleep. Now sleep, if we look at that in status effect, it chooses a duration between 1 and 4, so they'll be asleep for 1 to 4 turns. So we do need text for that. So I'm going to do this, and target is, we just do like fast asleep. And actually, if duration greater than 0, we do that. Else, blah, 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 blah. Text, let's see, do that, and it's going to be plus wakes up. Right? So we send that text to battle. Now, something I didn't consider, which we're going to take care of right now, is so we just, maybe if I write it out, it'll be easier. So we just handled, or maybe I can just pull it up instead. So we just accounted for what? Sleep and paralysis, right? We did that can act in battle actor right here. Okay, so now that we're using that to skip over in like to skip over players in go to next player, we need to make sure that when we do that, that we are sending, that we're still ticking the status effect through. And so I think what we have to do is when we're at the end, okay, when there are no more players, right, and then we go to do the enemy stuff, what I want to do first is we want to loop through all of the players and see if any of them are not acting. And if they're not, we want to go through and check their status effects and probably tick them right here. Or no, we need to make an event that's just going to be a status effect tick. I think that's going to be the way to go. And that'll work right into our existing setup here. So I'm even going to separate it. So we'll do status effect tick. Because it's not like a normal option, but it's still an action that we want to be able to take. So go to next player. So we're at the end here. Before we do that, it's going to be 4. Let's do it. We'll figure it out. For event in event queue, right? If we have to see if there's an event by every actor. So maybe like if event queue.size is less than data.party.size. Right, so if we don't have an event for each party member, so let's check for status effect events. Or you know what we could do is we could make it when we're up here. So can act. Let's think. Yeah, I think we can add it up here. We still need that return. We'll probably need it here. So we do if player.hp greater than 0. We'll return in there. Then we're going to loop through their status effects. So for effect in player.status effects. Do if effect dot effect. Maybe I'll do this at the end. Yeah, let's do it at the end. Let's just undo this. So we'll run all of these ticks at the end. That's what I'm thinking. All right. I think I'll actually do it after we sort the events. So we sort them. We're going to do this. I don't need that cursor hide anymore. make a note. To do need to do enemies too. So for event q.size. Do that up here though. Right, if event dot actor and data dot party continue. Event and event queue. I got this backwards. We have to do for player and data.party. And then we're going to loop through this that way. And we do if player equals event actor continue. Now if we make it down here after we loop through all of the events and we're not in it, what we want to do is add a new event. And so it's going to be player, it's going to be status, effect tick. Target's going to be player, I guess we can put that in. And does it need anything else? No. Now, this is incorrect. We want to check type, not current action. Let me just make sure I don't have that anywhere else here. Yes, we're using type. Now we have item, magic, we have other. We're just doing that. Item or magic now needs to be a status effect. So down here we'll do for effect and player.status effects. We're going to do this. And we do this is wild code. Effect in let's do this. So var two types. You know what we should do? Let's clean this up. Because it looks like we're going to be using this a few times. We want make a const. It's going to be disabling types. It's going to be an array. I'm going to do this types dot sleep types dot paralysis. So anything that's in there, we can check against that now. And we're going to make a function to make it even nicer. Is disabling. It's going to return a bool. That's going to be return type in disabling types. Okay, so this is really going to clean this up now. We save that, and then we just do if effect in effect dot is disabling. Then we add the event. And we're going to send through the effect. And what's wrong? Add event expected most 3. Okay, yeah, we have to send that through now. Let's be say resource null. Do something like that. Okay. Let's update that in player as well, up in the battle actor. Because now we just do if effect is disabling. Alright, so that's pretty nice. I'll run through this little block of code now. So if we have fewer events than we do party members, that means someone didn't act probably because of a status effect up here when we called can act. So we loop through the party, and for each player we loop through all the events and we check if they have an event. If they do, we skip that event and check the next one. Now if we make it all the way down here, I'll put a note, player has no event, check for status effect. Check for disabling status effects that we need to tick. And so then we loop through all the status effects that the player has, and if any of them are disabling, we add an event with that effect. And when we go up to run event, I need to rename this at some point, but for now we'll just keep it. And so we go all the way down. We're going to do a new one. It's going to be status effect tick. It's going to be var status effect equals item or magic. And then we can go up here and look at how we handle. I went too far. I just wanted to go to the top of run event. And then we're going to do this, which I should probably make a function since we are doing this here. No, you know what? We don't have to do that. We just have to make sure we send through that event. We do if type equals status effect, we return. Because there's no point, right? We don't have to do this. All we have to do is get the player down here for 1. And actually, when we add the event, we don't even need that resource. So I'm going to get rid of that. We don't need that to be separate. We don't need that argument. Just keep it like we had it. Now, to test it, what I'm going to do is give, yeah, we already did that. We're going to give a few people, say, and then party, let's say 2, 0, 1, 2. Then we're going to give them paralysis, which I still have to implement, I believe. I just have to do the text for it. We have to give it a condition here. So types.paralysis. And it's going to look like sleep. Oops. Is completely paralyzed. Now paralysis has Paralysis is going to be permanent. So we put it up there with the -1. And so it's actually going to be this. Just like with poison, we don't need to do a duration check because it's permanent until you cure it. Right. All right. So player 1 is going to be asleep. Index 2 is going to be paralyzed. Let's close title screen, go to battle, and we'll run that scene, see if we get this working. I have to get rid of effect. Oh, we also want to, let's see. So we get down to here, that means we're already done. And so we want to break out of this for loop. So we don't need to keep checking these. And then we'll check the rest of the players. All right, so you can see it looks like it's working so far, right? We skipped the first player because they're asleep. We're just going to use defense, and you can see it skipped that one too. Perfect. Now I want to see this text come up at the end for their status effects. If they're still alive. Okay, so we didn't get the text. Right, unless I missed it. Alright, that's incorrect. It should not be hitting Darlene after she was knocked out. See, it says it's hitting Darlene, but Mama's taking the damage. So let's fix that while we're testing this other stuff. And so that's going to be down here. We're doing this. So wherever we're doing target checks, if target is player, else, okay, looks fine. Target shuffle for battle actor and targets. So I don't know why I kept that. It's because we set target name up here. This needs to be set down here. That's the only problem. Target is player. Yeah, we do want that there. Okay, save that. That's not a huge deal. We want to see. I don't know why that happens. If I exit the window, it loses our GUI. All right, so they do that. All right, we're just not getting that. Let's see. Oh, it's up here. So this one we do want to do an HP check. So if they're completely gone, we don't want to run this. But otherwise, we do want to run their status effects. And then we just double check, make sure they're still alive. Also, if it's a status effect tick, we skip it. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's not working. We're getting some errors. Let's take a look. On is never used. Yeah, we should probably do that, huh? SE types. We don't need that anymore either. Cool. Save that, clear it. Go back to battle. Let's figure out what's going on. So go to next player. We want to make sure. Oh crap! I'm adding. Duh. I can't really do this check. Let's just do it up here. So we'll do it up there, and oops. Let's do that. Roll enemy actions to do. Add more functionality here. So I guess that's fine. So we do that here. It should work now. The problem is that we were doing the enemies too, and then our check for the amount of events was not working right. See, now we're getting these. I think that's okay that it's still doing their speed rolls. I could run another sort that puts these at the end, but I don't mind it. It's kind of nice having it mixed in. Let's see if Mama wakes up. We'll try and see like how many turns. Oh, Mama just got beat the hell up. Are we gonna get? Yeah, we got the game over state. Nice. And looks like the game over state's not working right, but that's okay. It's just a debug version right now. All right, so that's good. We got some more status effects. All right, we can take off sleep and paralysis. Silence. These are actually not too difficult, and so I might just crank these out right now. Berserk. Berserk will be fun. Silence is easy, I think. Bum, 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 bum. I think we're gonna have to put types berserk in there. Or yeah. Let's do silence. Poison sleep. Paralysis silence. Berserk. Haste. Slow. Frog and imp. Why not? And I will comment these out because I know I'm not going to get to them right away. Now, disabling types, I don't think we put in any more except for berserk. We're going to have to figure out how to handle that because they can't act, but they're like automatically controlled. So we're going to have to figure out a case for that. And so let's see, berserk will be in here as well. It just keeps going. We should probably go down the list. So silence, I think that's going to be the same thing. Haste and slow. Stop slow. Maybe these get like equals 5. Maybe 4. We'll figure that out. So those two get that. We don't have any others. Now we need to account for them down in the tick. And so types dot berserk. Silence, haste, and slow. come back to Berserk. I don't know if we actually need to do anything for silence, haste, or slow, right? We're not printing out that text. And so I might indicate as such. Or maybe no, let's just do that, right? No, I'm sorry. We do need some text for them. Only if it's over. So if duration equals 0. If not duration, it's even better. We're going to pass, so let's get a text append. Although silence is infinite, so it's not going to be removed, right? You know what we should do? So if duration, we're going to do this. If duration, let's say equals 0. Okay. Else this. Now here's where we will get rid of it. And it's going to change to no longer poison. So we will set how do I want to do this? Tick, let's say duration override equals -1. And do this. If duration override duration equals override, I have to not equal -1. Else that. So that way, like, to remove poison, we just tick it with an override on the duration, and then we can check if it's gone. I think that's the way to go. Or we could have a cure, and that's probably better. Yeah, let's do that. I don't like combining this. Yeah, it's gonna look better. It's gonna make more sense. Okay, basically we just want to copy this. Actually, we'll copy this whole thing. Right. We're gonna have tick, and after that we're gonna have function remove. I think that's also gonna return an array. And let's do that. We're gonna get rid of this. So we don't need this crap. Let's put can move again. Move. Silence. These I don't think will have any text. Right, they'll just kind of fade off. But we might as well just leave them there commented out. We don't need that. We do need clearing. And then we return text. We can get rid of this. We can bump that back. Now sleep ticks down. So anything that ticks down, we do want to have a duration check there. Berserk, we don't have any text, right? No, we will. It'll be fun. It'll be like, is out of control. We can just use that for now. Silence. Is that that's a permanent. So we would do just like text. Silence doesn't have that. Haste and slow don't. But I would like to call this. I think this will be fun before they attack, so that we're reminded that we're not in control of them. Sorry, haste and slow we do need because we need to check if their duration is 0. I'm gonna do that. Do the same thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're not going to print out any text for that now. So silence. If we cure any of these, yeah, we want this text. That looks good. Get rid of that. And so the only other thing I think right now is I need to account for Berserk. Because Berserk will trigger, or will return false when we call can act. Because it's going to be in the is disabling effects. So I think up in battle when we do that, go to next player and do our status effects. Let's see. If we add event status effect, okay, so we go to run event. This is where I need to rethink it. We loop through all of their effects and we tick them. And I think if they're asleep or paralyzed, we can't go berserk. We can maybe have berserk but still be asleep. I like the idea of stacking everything. So we need to do, where are we using effects? So we tick all of them. And do this. Actually, I don't know right now. Berserk is kind of tricky with the other ones. Maybe, yeah, we do cancel that out. Let's go to add status effect. Let's do a check up here, right? If type status effects dot types dot berserk. We want to loop through and see if we're not disabled. So to be status effects. If effect is disabling. So for each effect, if it's disabling, we want to not set it. So it's going to be like our can true, can add equals false. And we do if can add, or if not can add. Sure. Maybe we do this, and maybe disabling status effects can't stack. Oh no, I'm fine with this for now. To do can rework later to fine tune. So now we can never be berserked if we're asleep or paralyzed, and vice versa. And so I think the second check we want to do is after we create the effect, we want to do this. If effect is disabling, I'm going to check for effect in status effects. If effect dot type equals status effects dot type berserk, then we want to clear the effect. I'm actually going to loop for I in range status effects. And we'll do if status effects I dot type equals berserk. We're going to do status effects dot remove I, and we're going to break out of this loop, and then we'll proceed as usual. So can add is true by default. We check if the type is berserk. We loop through all the effects. If there are other disabling effects, can add is false. We don't want to add berserk on top of that if they're asleep or paralyzed. Now, if not can add, we just don't add the effect. Otherwise, we proceed. We get the index, the effect. Oh, index is going to change. So actually, I want to call index down here now. So we check if our effect is disabling. If it is, it's going to override. Effect is disabling. Override berserk effect if it exists. If actor has it. And then add effects. Custom berserk behavior. should probably test this, but I mean, if it still works, it's fine. I'm just going to assume they work, which is probably a terrible idea. If we can get anyone to wake up. Yeah, they woke up. Beautiful. That's what I wanted to try out. Alright, now you're going to get it, guys. We're going to beat you. Okay, so now we actually have the status effects working in battle. What we're going to need to do is clear any that are battle only. So that's going to be another thing that we're going to set. I think I'll just make that a function. Sorry, that's a bool. So we're going to return type in battle only types. Just make that up here, easy peasy. I see the pattern that we're working with here. Types dot sleep. Types dot paralysis. Types dot silence. Types dot jerk. Types dot haste. Types dot slow. Maybe since there's going to be more that are battle only than not, we're going to do persist in field types. And then that can just be like types dot poison for now. And so type in that. It's going to be the inverse of that. Can I go like this? Wrap that and then do that? That'd be nice. So if not, type in persistent field types. We could also just do like if not that has type. Kind of like the other way. It just reads like human language more. So if the type is not in persist in field types, then we're going to clear it. And I mean, we could connect it to the battle ending. So I want to do that. No, we'll just do a loop at the end. So it'll be like run through event queue. We go down to our end states. So when we exit, we're going to clear all the status effects. And I think it's going to be either way there. So it's going to be for player and data.party. For effect in player.status effects. Effect if effect dot is battle only. Do effect dot remove. Go down to status effect and just make sure that looks right. Now we're not using the text there, which is fine. We just want to get rid of it. And that's nice. So we make sure we don't have those if they're battle only. So there are a couple things regarding status effects that we need. For one, I need to actually like use these. Let's put haste slow. Okay. stat effects need a few things. So indicators in GUI for battle and field menu. And we need new items that remove status effects. Remove specific status effects. And we're actually going to stick with this now. And sorry, these are together. Let's do that. Oh, we need magic spells that do it too. So let's these are all going to be top priority now. So we're going to handle these, I think, before we finish up stats and elements. All right, so let's get the silence effect before we start doing like GUI stuff for it. So silence, silence we're going to check in when they press on magic. I think we'll just disable magic completely. So we do player up here. We do if player dot status effects dot has no. That's a good way to check our status effects. I mean, screw it. Let's just do like function is silenced. Turn type equals type's not silenced. Why not? If player dot is silenced. Oh, we can just add it down here. Or so not silenced. And we can actually use magic. And we actually know magic. Then we're gonna do that. Otherwise we error out. Okay, so that's silence. We're gonna have to do that check in. Well, if it's just battle only, we don't really have to check it for now. And actually, this needs to be in the player. Let's go down to our status effects, add status effects, and then we're going to do a function is silence. It's going to be for status or for effect in status effects. If effect dot type equals status effect dot types dot silence. Return true. Return false if we make it here. Okay, so boom, silence is done. Silencio, berserk. Let's do this. Function is berserk. Is berserk. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna copy this. Berserk. It's probably a way to reduce repetition here, but not a big deal. It's going to be a bool. We're going to use this in heal hurt. So I'll make a note. Need to factor is berserk into heal hurt, i.e. increase AP and reduce incoming damage. Back to notes. Haste and slow. Just gonna do the same thing. No. We could make like has status effect. Yeah, I'm not writing this out a bunch of times, so let me type in because that's just ridiculous. You know. So we do that, and so now we can check any type we want. And I'm probably doing this loop other places. Let's see. That's fine. And I don't really mind that. Okay, we can come back to that one. So haste and slow. That I can implement because that's really easy. I'm gonna go back to battle after we go to our speed roll, and we're gonna do. Okay, so roll value in equals this. Is that right, or is it a float? No, it returns an int. We're gonna return value, but we're gonna do so if that no has status. Hello. Did I not make that? What's it called? Why is that not showing up? Has status effect. Yes. And it's going to be status types dot haste. We'll do the fast one first. I think value times equals 1.5. Elif has status effect dot types dot slow value times equals 0.5. Cool. There you have it. That is haste and slow done very hastily. And what's wrong here? Let's try a reload, or maybe our battle actor's broken. Let's take a look there first. No. So we're totally just going to reload and hope that that fixes any errors. Okay, I don't see anything in the output, so that's a good sign. Back to battle actor. Before that, we go to notes. So we're down here in priorities. Shell and protect. Okay, those are actually pretty easy too. Let's give them different names though. So we're going to go to status effects and add new ones there. Here. So let's think shell and protect. Let's do. I know they also call it what, barrier and reflect. Reflect's a cool one. Maybe we'll do reflect for magic. But for increasing attack defense and magic defense, we should call them. I don't really care. Let's just copy them for now. We can always change it later. So protect is going to be attack defense. Duration. these will all share that. Types dot protect, types dot shell, types dot reflect. Now we tick. Just going to copy all of this and we'll add them in. Now we're not going to add anything for remove. We do need it for, let's think. No, these don't get anything there. Actually, I'm sorry, they do get it for remove. Bum, bum, bum. La 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 la. Okay. Pass for that. So no longer protected. And loses their reflective magic reflection. Oh crap. Actually, I'm sorry, these need to go up here. We're gonna do, if duration equals 0, we're gonna do another match. It's gonna be type. And we just bump that. We do this. Text for any effects that only have text on duration equals 0. Here is text. Whoops. All right, back to notes. Shell protect equivalents. All right, cool. Evasion. Let's get that in, and then let's actually implement these. So we'll call it we have that. Let's copy that. I'm going to be a little tongue-in-cheek with this one and make a graphic design reference. We'll do returns to their fully opaque state. That's not confusing at all. Get out of here, fly on my screen, little fruit fly. Okay, so we have transparent. Now, let's take a look. Reflect, protect. So on heal hurt, we're going to be doing some extra work here. Okay, ignore defense. Attack defense. Let's say, let's do this. Defense. Defense. Let's just call it damage reduction. Equals this. Okay. Then if has. Oh, I still don't know why that's we're not getting autocomplete on that. Has status effect. Protect. Then damage reduction times equals 1.5. So like it really buffs that up, and then we're going to subtract damage reduction from value. I might even change that factor, but for now that's okay. Now we have defending here as well. And so actually, if not ignore defense, see, this can all be here. End value is end. So we check, let's see. Let's modify this. So we'll do this. And just change that. So we have that. I think if we're defending, we're also gonna like bump that up. If defending, damage protection. So if you have protect and you're defending, you're gonna be pretty damn safe from physical damage. Because this is now going to turn into physical damage check. I.e. this block here is only for physical damage. Have separate for elemental. Slash magic. And we actually, this is wrong. It's going to be value equals math.clamp I. We're going to do value minus damage reduction 0. And this is, I'm sorry, it's going to be max I. So if value minus damage reduction is 0, we just value turns into 0. All right, so it's a big whiff. I think in battle what we can do is, first off, let me make a note. Factor in shell here. There are other status effects that need to go in here. Let's see. Shall reflect and reflect. So shell, reflect, and transparent. Right, so first we're going to do this. Let's put like is damaging equals this. And so this is going to be if is damaging. Then we do this. If not, ignore defense. It's also going to be like physical. Check if physical for ignore defense. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. So if it's damaging, and if we're not ignoring defense and it's physical, we do that. We're gonna do like elif elif is elemental or etc. Factor elements here. Factor shell. I'm just putting all of my notes. And first we check factor flex here. Not necessarily in this order. So if it's damaging, yeah. And we can probably like absorb magic if we have a certain elemental proclivity. But anyway, that's all of these. Berserk, we have to factor that in when we get damage. So in Battle Actor we have damage roll, right? And so now I will be right back. I have to just do a bathroom break, but we're gonna do, it's gonna be like var value. We can even call it, let's just call it value and equals this. So that's gonna be our starting point. And we'll do like if has status effect. I mean, here I go. I'm pretty much just doing the whole thing now. Dot types dot berserk. Then we do value times equals rand range like 1.5, 2.25, something like that. And there you go. We just factored in berserk, but maybe there's a chance to miss. And I'll put that down here. Maybe berserk decreases accuracy. Where to check hit chances. And heal for heal hurt. We have hit chance roll in battle. Battle can then call during event. Okay. Let me see what else is at the top. So status effects, we just crank that the F out. That's really nice. The main thing is we just have to in heal hurt, just this stuff right here. But I'm gonna wait on reflect and shell and all of this until we have elements in. All right, so we can get rid of that because we already noted that down there. Back to notes. I really do need to go to the bathroom. Indicators and GUI. So status effects. We're going to put GUI. Let's put just put this all up here under status effects. Bump this up. And we're going to move it down, back down here. Block chance, equipping shields, need a factor. We already did that. GUI is for stats and elements. More magic spells. That can go at the bottom because that's pretty obvious. Other item types and using item. Yeah, let's do the status effect items when I get back. I'm going to take like a 1-minute break. So feel free to skip through the video until you see me start doing something again. You're right there, just topping off my drink. Okay. Items for removal of status effects, for example. Okay. Let's put this down with, I don't know, somewhere around here. Low priority. All right, items, making that, we go to data, we find items, which are all up here. We have consumables. I'll probably sort them by their type as well. Get consumables, status effect, I guess. Do I have that as a subtype? No. Let's go to item. We have to add that. Subtypes. I think. All right, let's just do it at the end. Status effect removal. Status effect. Now, honestly, we could probably set type. Yeah, we should. So if we get rid of type, we can use subtype to set type, like we were doing in status effect. I'm not super worried about that right now. This status effect. How do we tell it what it heals? Get out of here, fly. Could just manually do it. Let's make these first. So, say that it's going to be status effect. This is the power. -1 for removal. And price. Let's do 50 for now. So let's do antidote. Here's poison. Eye drops. Oh, we don't even have blindness, do we? That'll be a good one. Let's get that in there. Take back this. I'm just going to go down here. We'll use blindness to factor into hit effect. We don't need that. There we go. So I totally lost my position. Where was I before I did that? Yeah, items. Okay. Change the names on these. So we have eye drops for blindness. Let's go up here. That way I don't have to go back and forth trying to remember what I have. Let me just comment that out. Okay. So poison, sleep. Let's try and go in order. Sleep, we're going to make Bell. Wakes up a sleeping target. Paralysis. What do we need for paralysis cure? Let's see what they call it in Final Fantasy. So just use heal. Yeah, maybe it's one of those things that you can only fix with like a a heal all, like a panacea. Moves, negative status effects. Does not remove berserk. Alright, silence. I think that's going to be for panacea. Slow, we could do like coffee. You're slow. If you're slow, if target has it, otherwise gives haste. We should capitalize these. That doesn't need to be because it's not that. It's poison. Eye drops. There's blindness. Shall reflect. Transparent. Frog imp. Right, we can get rid of the rest of these, I think. Just leave that for now. Maybe I'll leave it in there. So I think what we can do with an item, we change this thing. Weapon type. I'm not even using weapon type there. Call this special index. We do still need weapon type, just not for that. Now, let's do -1. I will have that. Now we can update this weight. Might not need to set that one, but we'll keep it for now. All right. Oh yeah, we do now. Yeah. So special index. We'll do if subtype. If subtype equals the hell's that? Subtypes dot status effect. Yes. No, we don't need that. We do have to set special index equals special index. And we're gonna check the type like this. Like crap. Yeah, subtype equals okay. And now for that special index, we can do status effect dot types dot poison. Just copy this bad boy. I've got a busy day tomorrow. I really should just take a break. So put that on. We're gonna do Godot. This one removes blindness. This one removes. This one will be -1 because it's gonna do all of them. And then this is sleep. I'll have to have a special check here. But for coffee, that's alright. I tell you what, maybe it's going to give haste either way, and it's going to be +1. And gives. We can update those later, those descriptions, but it's haste, not hastes. Okay. Panacea needs to be a lot more money, at least 500. Coffee might be 75. Again, we can tune that later. All right, so item is status effect. So we'll figure out how to use that. I need to find where the hell we use it. Probably like in here. No, we use it in the field menu and in the battle. So let's see what we do. Player button pressed. Here we go. So matching the type. We're gonna do item.subtypes. Status effect. Oh, whoops. That needs to stay there. Fix that. So if it's status effect, we need to loop through the player and their status effects. So we do if player dot has status effect. And so it's going to be selected item dot special index. Then we're going to remove it. So how do I find that? Oh, we just call it on the status effect. Has status effect. Move status effect. I'm doing the same thing, but before we do that, we do effect.remove. And so that gets rid of it. It's going to need type. We return true, otherwise we return false. So now we can use that here. So it's going to be effect type int equals this. I'm just trying to make this easier to read. Do effect type. And it's going to be player.remove status effect. No, sorry. So we can do if that, we use the item. If not, we return. We can do this. We're saying if the item is a status effect item, we get the effect type and we check if it's removing, and we check if we have that status effect and we remove it at once there. If we're not doing that, if that returns false, then we do error and we return. Otherwise, we want to remove the item and go back. We also need to account for, well, actually not in here. I don't think there are going to be any status effects that aren't removals that we use in the field. And so else, we also do this. We can do like player does not have this status effect to be removed. And cannot add status effects in field. So that's for that. Now let's copy this idea and go back to battle. Now we go, I'm in the wrong battle. We go to run event and to item. This is, we need to go to field menu and basically copy this whole thing, which I'm not a big fan of. But there isn't really anything I can do because the actions are more specific here, right? Like they're so different between the field menu and the battle that I pretty much just have to reuse that whole thing. We can take that out because we're doing that. All right. Now item here we replace that with item. All of these selected item calls, we just do item. This has to be bumped in. Let's see, player.heal hurt. So now, and then player's going to be, target. Spell tone, we're not using those in here. And then we do this. So it's really not that bad. Now the difference, we're already using the item. Okay, so in the battle, it doesn't care, right? You can use an item and waste it. But in the field menu, I'll be nicer and, prevent you from that. So really, we're just doing this. Oh no, we do need that check because we have to use text. Remove status effect. Actually, we need to return that. So that returns text, and we need that. And this will be just an empty array. Okay. And now we can actually do like, there's no status effect to be removed. Or nothing. Let's do, so this, oh crap. That needs to be target, right? This crap needs to be up here. Okay. Damage value. It's going to be if we're doing restorative. I don't know what happened to that. Okay. So like this will all be for restorative. Okay. Whoops. Damn. There. Bump that out. Get rid of that one. So it's going to be item.sub times offensive. Okay, that looks good. Status effect. We are returning the text. So we're going to do dialogue or text.append and array of that. We don't do this, and I don't think we need that either. Else if item.power equals 1, pass, because I just don't have that implemented yet. To do, adding status effects. put status effects from now. Alright. Get rid of that. Go back. Status effect. That's good. Text.append array. We always add it at the end. All right, I'm not even going to test it. I'm just going to say it's probably going to work. If not, it's pretty clear like how to test it. We're in pretty good shape. Let's get these up higher. And this is going to be right under elements. Always changing the order of our priorities, but that's a good thing. This should be up here with that, I think. Tune focus reentering. Let's get shields. I'm just always swapping these around. Yeah, maybe we'll shift gears and get shields in. I'm gonna go ahead and make a shield item real quick. Armor. We do have a shield. Okay, that's cool. You know, it's kind of cool. Like for each armor type, we can just have a whole set. Like we can do like, we move on to iron helm, right? So like iron, iron, iron. These will be greaves. This will be iron chest plate, iron boots, iron shield. And that just needs a comma down there. Like basic. Leather, iron. And I think the weights, these will be heavy. So you can kind of see like a clear progression, right? You need to update the stats on these. To do stat updates, increase by 5. We might have like steel. We might even do maybe like bronze. Bronze is softer, right? Maybe copper. And we'll comment that out for now. Okay. So status effects really looking great. Gotta finish these up. And I think down here, I'm gonna put make separate adult with ATV system and bars. Slash. All right, that's a good place to end. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback. As always, thanks for watching. Good luck with your game, and have a great night. All right, I'll see you next time.